and welcome to Grand Tastings 28. I'm Diane Williams, President and CEO of JBWS, and we are so excited that you've joined us for this wonderful event. And thank you for supporting JBWS's life-saving work. For over 45 years, JBWS has been providing safety, support, and solutions for all victims of domestic violence, and you are helping to save lives by supporting this event today. We are excited to be back together again at the beautiful Pleasantdale Chateau. And what's especially exciting is that we're once again offering this incredible virtual option so you can participate with us in real time via our live stream of this amazing evening from the comfort of your home, office, or wherever you choose. So to our virtual attendees today, welcome and thank you for being here with us from afar. This evening, we have over 20 participating chefs, over 10 purveyors of fine wine, beer, and spirits, and you'll see us recognize our corporate honoree, BD, and our philanthropic honoree, the Elman Discovery Foundation. You'll hear a story of hope and resilience from one of our survivors. You'll experience our thrilling Fund the Mission call to action, and most importantly, you can be part of the event by participating in the online auction or by making a donation through the GiveSmart site. All you have to do is text GT 2022 to 76278 or visit gt2022.givesmart.com and you're in. As you know, throughout the pandemic, JBWS has kept its doors open to serve our clients, and our brave staff continues to work on the front line to provide services. Grand Tastings is JBWS's premier fundraising event, and for 28 years, this highly coveted event has raised funds to support all JBWS programs and services. And this year, with your help, our goal is to raise $450,000. An event like today's doesn't happen without the hard work and dedication of a tremendous team, including Kelly Kurtzman, our event chair. Over to you, Kelly.
Thank you, Diane. I'm so excited to be here today. I'm Kelly Kurtzman from Verizon, and I'm honored to serve as the event chair for Grand Tastings 28. There's so much in store for you tonight, and I'm eager to take you into the Pleasantdale Chateau for our live stream program. But I want to do a quick shout out to all who've come together to bring this extraordinary event to you. Thank you to the Grand Tastings 28 Committee, our generous sponsors, donors, and participants, Chef co-chairs Corey Heyer and Ryan DiPersio, and all of our chef participants. We know our chefs have also experienced tough times, and we're so grateful that they're here today, and we will continue to support them in their efforts as they rebound. Our wine, beer, and spirits coordinator, Gary Fish, from Gary's Wine and Marketplace, and all of the wine, beer, and spirit purveyors. Our volunteers and JBWS staff, the staff at the Pleasantdale Chateau, and Amelia Signature Events. And Media Cutlet, our video production team. Be sure to check out our digital program on the GiveSmart site with all the details about this evening's event. And don't forget, you can be an active participant today when you text GT 2022 to 76278 or visit gt2022.givesmart.com. And now, without further ado, get ready to experience a grand tastings like no other as I welcome you to the Pleasantdale Chateau.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Pleasantdale Chateau. It is my great honor to introduce to you Ms. Diane Williams, the President and CEO of JBWS. Let's welcome her, please, with a big round of applause.
Wow, we are sold out, aren't we? I figured I'd pick up the script and read, but just to mention, I'll tell you a little secret first. So our Grand Tastings Committee was a little nervous to put this event on just a couple of months after the last Grand Tastings event because you were all there in November, right? But look at you all here. Look at the amount of support that JBWS gets. So we're so appreciative for the new people that are coming tonight. You have a great event in store, and also for our returning folks and supporters. So thank you so much. So I'm absolutely delighted to welcome you to JBWS's 28th Grand Tastings. We're so excited that you can join us for this amazing event. Thank you for supporting JBWS's life-saving work. At JBWS, we provide safety, support, and solutions for all victims of domestic violence, and you are all helping to save lives by coming and supporting us today. So thank you so much. So once again, we're live streaming tonight's Grand Tastings because we've got technology like that now. So supporters can watch the event and participate in the auction from the comfort of their home, office, or wherever they choose. We have many current and past members of our board of directors here tonight, and they're wearing purple ribbons. You can also put your hand in the air if you want to and just wave hello so people know who you are. I can't thank them enough for their leadership and dedication to JBWS's mission. So as you know, throughout the pandemic, JBWS kept its doors open to serve our clients, and our brave staff continues to work on the front line to provide services. We've remained open for those individuals who show up at our safe house door feeling broken from the violence that they experienced. It is so incredibly inspiring to watch them tap their inner core of strength as they soar safely and successfully into their future. Our safe house, emergency shelter, and transitional living facility have continued to serve victims needing housing. And our community counseling programs, legal advocacy programs, children's programs, dating abuse prevention programs, I know it's a lot of programs, the Morris Family Justice Center and the Jersey Center for Nonviolence have all been supporting clients safely, both virtually and in person. We are fortunate to have one such survivor here to share his amazing story with you tonight, and you're going to hear from him later on in the program. Tonight, we will also be paying tribute to two extraordinary honorees, BD and the Elman Discovery Foundation. Their contributions to JBWS have created safe havens and facilitated successful futures for victims of domestic violence and their families. I am incredibly honored to be a part of this tribute. Grand Tastings is JBWS's premier fundraising event for 28 years. Yes, you heard me right, 28 years. This dynamic event has raised funds to support all JBWS programs and services. And tonight, with your help, our goal is to raise $450,000. I know we can do it. So an event like tonight's doesn't happen without the hard work and dedication of a great team of volunteers, donors, and JBWS staff. Thank you to the Grand Tastings Committee. They work tirelessly. It looks like they pull it off without a hitch, like nothing. You were here maybe an hour and a half ago. So I'm so honored. So thank you. And they worked tirelessly for months planning the event, securing auction items, and I'd like to especially express JBWS's gratitude to Committee Chair Kelly Kurtzman. Kelly, can you just join me on stage for a moment? Kelly, thank you for your leadership, your excellence, and your dedication to JBWS.
Thank you.
So once again, thank you for Coming to our 28th Grand Tastings, this awe-inspiring event has the reputation of providing its guests with a night to remember. And I'm going to remember table 30. You guys made all that noise last year? That's right. That's right. So this awe-inspiring event has the reputation of providing its guests with a night to remember. The evening features talented chefs providing delectable food and beverage professionals providing deliciously creative cocktails, wines, and spirits. Whoever wrote that sentence in my script, thank you very much. The proceeds from this event are critically important to the fulfillment of our mission. Your generosity helps thousands of victims and makes their safety and survival possible. And without our sponsors, this event could not be possible. Please note our table and event sponsors listed on the screen. Let's give them all a round of applause. And thank you to our many auction donors. Has anyone been out there bidding yet? There's some incredible items. You're going to still get your chance. Don't worry. Stay away from the vacation. Just kidding. So be sure to check out the amazing items described on our mobile bidding site. The sponsors, supporters, and auction donors are also listed in the program. Be sure to check them out. So turning to the evening's food and beverages, we are most grateful to our magnificent chefs and beverage experts for their generous and creative participation. Orchestrating all this are our Grand Chef coordinators, Ryan DiPercio of Facino, Batello, and the Kitchen Step, and Corey Heyer, Executive Chef of Canoe Brook Country Club, and our Wine, Beer, and Spirits coordinator, Gary Fish, owner of Gary's Wine and Marketplace. These gentlemen generously give of their time and expertise and engage their peers to do the same, and they've been doing this year after year for JBWS, so we truly appreciate that. Many of the chefs in the room have been here year after year for more than 10 years, and some for more than 20 years. That's truly incredible. Our gift of appreciation tonight to all of the chefs and vendors is a pair of spoons etched with JBWS Grand Tastings. We thank you all for what you do every year to help us in our mission to end domestic violence. I would be remiss to not mention the continued impact of the pandemic on the restaurant and service industry. I'd like to express my deep gratitude and thanks to our chefs and vendors who are here with us tonight. Please continue to support their restaurants with your personal celebrations outside of this evening. I'm now pleased to introduce Corey Heyer and Ryan DiPercio.
Thank you, Diane. We are honored to be a part of such a wonderful event, benefiting such an amazing organization. Really much like the weather tonight, life is unpredictable and can be a bit stormy. So I really want to thank all of our chef friends for participating tonight. We really know how difficult it has been the last 2 years in our industry, and now with supply chains and costs. So donating your time is just really special. So we want to thank you very much. We also want to thank JBWS for these beautiful spoons. Artists have a paintbrush. You think we do a lot of chopping, but this is really how we get artistic, doing our plating, sauces, things like that. So thank you very much. And I would like to introduce the chefs that have contributed their time tonight. I'm going to start at the top of the room here. I would just ask you to hold your applause till the end, and I will graciously stumble through their names. So Robert Alpers from Pleasantville Chateau, our host chef. Luis Bela from Grain and Cane. John Michael Beam, Aficionado Coffee. Nestor Bedoya, Chef Freddy's Table. AJ Capella, Liberty House. Michael Citrullo, Scalini Fideli. Jimmy Chiappa, Jimmy's Artistic Creations. Kevin Felice, 40 North Restaurant Group. Josh Meza, he is here for Leah from South and Pine. Driola Koloshi from La Pergola. Young Kim, Kim Sushi. Arnold Kruk from Park Avenue Club. Chris Minikis from Salted Lime Bar and Kitchen. Joe Mooney, Jockey Hollow Bar and Kitchen. Kimberly Moy from Nothing But Cakes, I love that name. Joe Bernoka from Joey's Mott's from Best Mott's. Carla and Aaron from La Coqueta Mexican Cocina. Chef Sandy from Sandy's. Rob Sagona from Gelato Ice Cream. And it really makes me proud for you all to be here, part of the industry, to contribute to a wonderful night. Thank you all very much. Thank you all very much for attending. Have a great night. You're not done yet, buddy. And for the entertainment this evening, I will next introduce Ryan. You will have fun with him, I promise.
Now you're making the expectations too high. All right, well, we'll at least get the mic down since, I got to make up for my height. Since Gary couldn't be here this evening, I will introduce our generous beer, wine, and spirits purveyors who donated their product for this evening's event. Please raise your hand as I announce your name, please. And on the left, starting at the front of the ballroom, we'll start with David Hoffman, Climax Brewery. David Laverghetta, Fedway. Robert McNeil, also Fedway Associates. Jeremy Lees, Flounder Brewing Company. Anna from Frederick Wildman and Sons. Kaylee Nugent from Gary's Wine. Chris Ritchie from Moet Hennessy. Morvin Rodriguez from Opeachy Family. Randy Campbell from Penelope Bourbon. Jules Martin from Sourland Mountain Spirits. Joseph Villa from Vijas Imports. I said that right. I didn't say it right. Okay. Jay Donar from Wilson Daniels. All right. So thank you all for your generosity, chef and vendors. You are free to go back to your stations. Please file out quietly. Can't wait to sample all of your amazing drinks and dishes this evening. I'm going to stay and I'm going to ask for people for money in a little bit.
Ryan, Corey, Gary, and all of the chefs, vendors, and special guests are responsible for all of the wonderful things that we're going to sample this evening. Let's give them another big round of applause. So I'd also like to give special thanks to the Pleasantdale Chateau staff, led by Lars, Santiago, Bryant, and Dawn. We test the limits of the Chateau every year. There are lots of moving parts at this event: forks, spoons, plates, bowls, and glasses. I don't know how they keep it all straight, but they do. So certainly, I do not want to forget the JBWS staff and volunteers, O'Melia Signature Events, and Media Cutlet for their hard work on this grand event. Now, before we go further into the program, I just wanted to acknowledge some of our legislative friends. Senator Bucco and his office have really been supportive, as has his father been, of JBWS for a very long time. His office has prepared resolutions honoring both BD and the Elman Discovery Foundation for their commitment to JBWS and our mission. And although Assemblywoman Dunn was unable to make tonight's event due to a prior commitment, we have our Chief of Staff, Robin Gabriel, in the audience with us representing. So thank you so much. Thanks for being here. So as I mentioned tonight, we have two very special awards, and I'd like Brooke Wiener, our board chair, to come up to present our first award. Brooke? There you are. Smells like magic.
Presto. I can't give these up yet. I was hoping I printed large enough, not the case. So, good evening. I am pleased to be standing here honoring BD as the 2022 Grand Tastings Corporate Honoree. For those of you that do not know BD, they are one of the largest global medical technology companies in the world. They focus on advancing the world of health by improving medical discovery, diagnostics, and delivery of care. Since 1994, BD has been supporting JBWS in so many ways. They've raised awareness of the issue of domestic violence amongst BD employees through their employee resource groups. BD embraces human resource policies to support their employees who may be experiencing domestic violence. They've also introduced many of their vendors and partners to help raise awareness and much-needed funds at events like this. BD further provides financial support via sponsorships of JBWS's special events and employee matching gifts, with specific financial support going towards programs like the Morris Family Justice Center and the Teen Dating Abuse Prevention Program, also known as the Yellow Card Campaign. And throughout the years, BD employees have provided much-needed in-kind donations to JBWS. BD leadership has served on JBWS's board of directors for many terms. Currently, Antoinette Segreto, Senior Vice President of Taxes in her second term on the Board of Directors of JBWS. Prior to Antoinette, Chris Reedy, the former Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer, also served on the JBWS Board of Directors and currently serves on the Advisory Council. BD is a true partner in the fight against domestic violence, and for those reasons, and for so many more not mentioned now, JBWS is honored to recognize BD as the Grand Tastings 28 Corporate Honoree, and here to accept the award, if I'm going to pronounce it correctly, he's testing me if I can say it in Italian, is their current Senior Vice President and Chief Financial Officer, Chris, well, I'm going to say Del Orifice, or Del Orifice? Did I do it? All right. Come on up, Chris. Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Brooke. Nice job with the pronunciation. A lot of fun with that going through school. Del Orifice. So it's an absolute honor to be here tonight. What an incredible cause, and certainly an incredible event. It's my first. Will certainly not be my last. So a big sincere thanks to JBWS for honoring BD at this event. It's truly an honor. More importantly, I'd like to thank JBWS and all of the supporters and guests here tonight for your commitment to fighting against domestic and intimate partner violence. So as you heard a little bit about BD, we're a global med tech company. Our purpose is to advance the world of health. And as part of that, we encourage our 75,000 employees to support the health of the communities in which they live and work through personal giving and volunteer service. And we do our best to lead by example, supporting nonprofit organizations that aim to advance human potential and advance the world of health, particularly among vulnerable populations, including those impacted by domestic and intimate partner violence. So you may know we're located here in New Jersey in Franklin Lakes, and certainly while we have partnerships across the globe, Asia to the United States, we certainly do our best to engage with organizations local to the area and feel that we have a higher call to action and get behind folks that are supporting our local communities. So we're certainly very proud to call JBWS one of those trusted nonprofit partners. And at BD, we know the essential building block to every single person's good health is having the opportunity to live without the threat of physical or emotional violence. We know that in addition to the immediate trauma caused by abuse, domestic violence can contribute to a number of chronic health problems, including depression, alcohol and substance abuse, sexually transmitted diseases, and increased risk of cardiovascular disease. So we know that our support of trusted nonprofit partners like JBWS, who are on the front lines every day fighting domestic violence at the local level, do much, much more than help survivors begin to create a path towards safety. Their investments strengthen the very fabric of our community, helping survivors, their children, live safer, longer, healthier lives. These social investments provide survivors with the opportunity we all deserve to reach our full potential. So if you're in this room today, you likely already understand the important role JBWS plays in serving as a true lifeline of support for all people who experience domestic violence. As a trusted nonprofit organization with a successful track record of nearly 50 years of community service, JBWS has the capabilities to provide a lifeline of support to survivors. What they need from all of us right now is the funding and support to help them continue to fulfill their mission. BD is proud to be a supporter of JBWS since 1994, and we look forward to continuing to leverage our investments, our volunteers to support their important life-saving work. So in closing, a big thanks to JBWS for their decade-long commitment helping survivors of domestic violence create a path to safety, a path that empowers them to live lives free of the threat of violence so they realize their true potential. I'd like to thank each of you for being here tonight, because in doing so, you're heeding that internal call, which at BD we refer to as the drive to do what's right. I'd like to thank our BD social investing team, who leads BD partnerships with JBWS. And I'd like to challenge each of us to be moved and inspired by the power of JBWS's example by continuing to support this very worthy, dedicated local nonprofit organization with our time, talent, and other support, and encouraging others to do the same. Thank you all again for being here, and thank you again to JBWS. Much appreciated.
I was deathly afraid somebody was going to walk away with my script. So when I came up here, I was like, thank God. Okay. So, it is my absolute honor and privilege this evening to present our Philanthropic Honoree Award, and I'm going to try to get through it without getting too emotional. Kathy and Blake Ellman and their foundation, the Ellman Discovery Foundation, have been supporters of JBWS since 2012. For over 10 years, they've been quietly and humbly providing support behind the scenes. Many of their donations have centered around support for children, whether it was funding camps, daycare, or after-school programming. And then COVID hit. I have chills when I'm telling you this story. Blake called me that first week when we were all being told to stay home and stay safe, and said, "What do you guys need? How can I help? Do your staff and survivors need masks? During a time when we were all trying to figure out how we'd make it through this pandemic with our own families, Kathy and Blake Ellman stepped up and forward. Blake met me in the parking lot of the Chester Diner. We had masks. We had almost riot gear on because we were trying to keep ourselves safe. So not only did he give me over 2,000 masks, there was also an accompanying check to help provide support for additional supplies that we needed to keep our staff and our survivors safe. Then again, in 2021, we found ourselves short on funding for camp. We had spent all of our funding for daycare during the year when some of our survivors still had to go to work and there was no school. When I called them to see if they could help, they automatically said, "How much do you guys need?" Less than a month later, I received a call from Blake and Kathy who said, "These are very difficult times for nonprofits. You guys must be in need of some operating funds. We're going to wire you some money from the foundation to help." I'm not going to tell you what the sum was, but my knees were weak, so thank you for that. I had to sit down. So you see, Kathy and Blake Ellman are incredibly generous and so very quiet about their generosity. And as a matter of fact, they hesitated to accept this philanthropic honoree award this evening because they like to support quietly behind the scenes. I just couldn't let a night like tonight go by without honoring them. I convinced them because I can be a good salesperson by telling them that by doing so, they would be a shining example for others in the room of how to creatively and responsively support nonprofits, specifically ours, and our mission to eradicate domestic violence in the community for this generation and for those to come. So please give a tremendous round of applause, and if you want to stand up, an ovation would certainly be in order, to Kathy and Blake Ellman and their Ellman Discovery Foundation, our Grand Tastings philanthropic honoree.
Thank you. When Blake and I started our foundation, we were trying to figure out how we could best develop programs that would foster long-term positive change in people's lives. And we very quickly realized that we did not have the experience at all or the background to create any effective programs ourselves. And there were important organizations like JBWS that were already doing this work. They understand what the needs are, they are a well-oiled machine, and they're providing critical services in our community every day. While we had supported JBWS in the past by doing smaller fundraisers and also attending this fabulous event, the foundation has allowed us to help in a more significant way.
When the pandemic first hit, we all went into lockdown. Our older kids came home to join us, to join our high schoolers, and all of a sudden, the 6 of us were back under one roof again. It was initially a scary time. Local hospitals were suddenly filling up. Nobody knew what was going to be coming next. And that time for us was truly a gift to have our family together. We were in the backyard doing bonfires, family games, enjoying time with each other. Although Kathy was getting a little frustrated cooking dinner for all 6 of us. Every night got a little rough. But when you have a stable, healthy relationships, we don't often think about the trauma and the violence that may be going on in our own communities. If our loved ones treat us with respect and kindness, it's hard for us to imagine the level of cruelty and brutality that others may be suffering. Sorry. So as we're enjoying our time, one of the first things that entered my mind is all the families out there that are already on the edge, that are already experiencing violence, the people that are trapped with their abusers in lockdown. And as a longtime supporter of JBWS, we can only imagine the needs and the complexities. So we reached out. We reached out and said, we've got your back. What do you need? Let's bring you masks, let's give you money, whatever it takes, whatever you need.
We both feel so strongly that if you are in a position where you have the ability and the means to help others, you have an obligation to reach out into your community and do what you can to make a difference. We are so grateful that this incredible organization exists, and we feel so honored to help JBWS to accomplish their goals in protecting and empowering people who are victims of intimate partner abuse and breaking the cycle of violence and victimization for the next generation. So thank you. It's our pleasure, actually. Thank you.
Now you all know what I mean, right? Amazing. So congratulations, BD and Kathy and Blake Elman. Both honors are incredibly well-deserved. Each honoree received an engraved Tiffany & Company crystal decanter as a gesture of our gratitude. Shout out to Tiffany, thank you very much. Domestic violence is in the news every day. Often, it's at the center of the story, sometimes it's buried. But it's there in stories about gun violence, sexual harassment and assault, mass shootings, bullying, child abuse, and more, and the connection between these societal ills is strong, and very often domestic violence is at the root of the problem. In the United States, the CDC estimates that 1 in 4 women, 1 in 7 men, and 1 in 3 teenagers will be victims of violence in their relationships in their lifetime. And these are not just statistics. They are your neighbors, co-workers, friends, and relatives. Their faces vary, but their stories are eerily similar. They suffer from physical, sexual, verbal, emotional, and financial abuse at the hands of someone who dominates by using power and control. The victims of abuse who seek services at JBWS have something else in common. At JBWS, they receive the critical protection necessary to escape the violence and the support to heal. Here to share his story is a very, very special guest, a strong, resilient, and persistent man who faced the reality of domestic violence as a child. Please warmly welcome our survivor.
Greetings, everyone. To our friends, family, honored guests, thank you for joining us here on this wonderful occasion. I'm Jerron, 36-year-old former child resident of JBWS, the oldest of 5 amazing children, and I'm happy. Thank you. I'm happy for many reasons. Mainly, my wife, Christine, and I recently celebrated the 1st anniversary of the birth of our beautiful daughter, Luna, over there in the corner. I'm also a recent graduate of Drew University. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, thank you. A former member of the Morris Township Environmental Commission. And I just started a successful business venture with my brother. And with the help of our sister, my mother is catering this event. So, Sandy, make sure you guys go eat. And Sandy, all the wonderful, amazing chefs here tonight. Now, I'm not saying this to boast about some of my life's accomplishments, not at all. But I am, however, highlighting the fact that without the counseling services at JBWS, I'm not entirely sure any of this would be possible. See, our family left an abusive relationship when I was about 8 years old. We traveled across the water by New Jersey Transit from New York to New Jersey. I don't remember much of the journey except trash bags filled with most of our belongings and the train peacefully rocking me to sleep. It's like I woke up in comfort, though, when I arrived at JBWS. So today, I won't speak on the traumatic events of our past or provide any detailed accounts of the abuse that we endured. I want to celebrate life and the staff and the volunteers at JBWS, because not only does JBWS provide a safe living environment for families like ours, they also help every individual to attain some sort of knowledge of self. I remember watching the sun pour through the skylight in the Safe House playroom, focusing on my artwork as I sat in front of a young woman who I now know was a volunteer. As a child, I remember the staff at JBWS helping me to become a kid again. I would focus on my artwork, and the volunteers and counselors and staff would inquire about our day. As the oldest, I no longer had to play the role of taking care of my siblings or making sure the babysitters babysat. That was the job of the staff at JBWS. And it all felt like such a fast and relatively easy transition to what life was supposed to be like, right? Some days we would run outside until we dropped from all the fun we would have with all the other children. And some nights our families would come together and play table games in the kitchen. We would attend meetings and family counseling, and we accepted one another, and it was all good. Now many of those same children are young adults themselves today, and the few that I am in contact with are some of the most kind and intelligent and loving human beings you could ever meet. The values and lessons we learned in the Safe House have helped to guide, nurture, and mold us into people who give back to the community. In the fall of 2011, check this, I completed a 40-hour domestic violence training program offered by JBWS. I became a domestic violence counselor, a youth counselor, and as a children's program volunteer with JBWS, I was able to offer my support to the children and teens who have experienced different forms of domestic violence, safely transition to socially healthy lifestyles through art therapy. So I returned to JBWS, but this time as a volunteer, and specifically with the children, because I wanted them to know that at a young age, they too have a voice. And that is very important for them to speak up and speak out and express their feelings in a positive way. I've enjoyed learning with the children and enjoyed being able to help them adapt to life outside of an abusive environment. Being able to socialize with other children, working through art therapy sessions, and learning constructive communication reinforcement as a child resident, greatly enhanced my experience as a volunteer at JBWS. And it has been one of the greatest moments of my adult life. It's full circle. So I ask you now, Mom, excuse me, had we never met the counselors at JBWS, would I have been able to find the means and methods to manage my emotions, to see my life's work come to fruition? I don't think so either. I'm fortunate enough to have been positively influenced by the staff at JBWS as a child resident, and humbled to be able to give back to a program that has helped me to become the person I am today. And I stand here today thankful that I'm not a victim of tragic domestic violence incidents, but as a volunteer with an agency that provides a violent-free existence and many opportunities for men, women, and children from all walks of life. As survivors of domestic violence, as important as it is to acknowledge and reconcile the unfortunate circumstances that led us here, I would like you to know that it is equally important that I extend a part of my heart to all the counselors, volunteers, and staff who have been giving their everything to all of those children. It is you who have helped us to successfully transition into our perpetual happy place. Infinite Sons, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, John, for sharing your story. You're such an inspiration and a reminder, just not about how domestic violence impacts a family, but how people survive and thrive. And thank you to all the JBWS staff that continue to help make changes in people's lives. Our speaker faced many challenges, like so many of our clients, but persevered for years to break that generational cycle of violence to lead a successful, inspiring life, because I know he's inspired you. He inspires me. We now invite you to help us help each of our clients find safety, self-sufficiency, and peace, and to break the cycle of violence so that their children can be raised in a home free of violence. Ryan, do you think you could come up and help me with that?
All right, so I'm just going to go over the process with you. I know a lot of you know it, but I want to just go over it so it's much simpler for everybody to just write a check. So there are cards on your table, just like, whoop, see what happens? These cards right here, all right? When I call out an amount, if you're inspired to donate, hold up the card. A staff member from JBWS will come out and take care of your pledge. You can pay different ways. Give SmartSite by writing your credit card info on your card, or we can bill you, and you will see all the options on the card. The staff members will also help you. For your pledge, you will receive a Blinky, if you see on here. I don't know if it's going to work for me. Well, try to make it work. You'll receive a Blinky. There's no right or wrong. All right. They wrote this for me. I want you to know, it says there's no right or wrong amount, but the wrong amount is nothing. So let's get 100% participation tonight. There is one thing that we have to do. Last year, Gary did $303,000. All right? I have to beat him. We have a nice camaraderie going, but I still have to beat him. So, will there be hugs? I can't steal the hug, but what I can do is I can FaceTime Gary. Let's see if he answers. I mean, the only way we can get the right amount of money. Oh! Say hello to the crowd.
How's everybody? How you guys doing?
So Gary, I was kind of explaining to everybody that, you know, that huge amount that you came up with and that I have to beat you.
Well, Ryan, last year we did $300,000.
So
That is bad
I know
as
that
feel
we're
not
like,
being there.
I know that we're dear friends. Would you mind giving me a little money to get it going?
Sure. How about $10,000 to get you started?
That-
Got it.
Thank you, my
Now
friend.
beat me. All right. Good luck.
Let me go and say goodbye to everybody.
All right. Take care, guys. Good luck. Spend a lot of money.
Love you, bro.
Okay, take care, pal.
All right, that was easy. All right, so we like to start a little higher than Gary, even though he gave the 10,000, right? So we already have somebody that started with a $40,000 pledge. If you can raise your hand, and I want to thank you very much. That's a big number, but is there anybody else wants to go with 40K? I see a lot of Canali suits out there. Come on, guys. All right. No other 40K? Table 30? All right. Let's move on to 25,000. Just so you know, 25,000 provides 25 victims and their children with 1 week of emergency safe house shelter, food, safety, planning, and counseling. Can we get a 25,000 hand up? Thank you. Over here, 25,000. Can we get another 25,000 hand up? Anybody else? 25,000. All right. All right. We're gonna go down to 7,500. What? Oh, sorry. 10,000. How silly of me not to ask for 10,000. All right. $10,000 provides a family with 6 months of counseling, advocacy. Thank you very much. Another 10,000 right here. Safe living space and transitional living facility. Don't forget, Gary just donated 10K from the fields of Napa Valley. Can we get another 10,000? 5 more 10,000s. All right. 7,500 provides 24-hour helpline services for 1 month. Can we get $7,500 from 11 people? Hands for 7,500. Thank you so much. Right here. Any other hands for 7,500? Thank you so much. Back here, in the back, 7,500. Raise your hand, please. Beautiful. Any other 7,500? All right. Last time, 7,500. I know you want to raise your hand. All right. Let's get to $5,000 provides 5 weeks of emergency shelter, food, and counseling for a victim and their children. $5,000. Do it for the kids. One more. 5,000. Another 5,000. 5,000 in the back right there. Any more 5,000? That loud table in the back, no more 5,000s from you guys? Oh, there we go. Perfect. All right. 2,500 provides legal advocacy services to 25 people seeking court protection. 20,000? Now we're talking. I knew going down to 5,000 was the wrong thing. We just had to stick with the 20,000. Any other 20,000? All right, 2,500 we're at. Can we get a couple hands on 2,500? Thank you so much. 2,500 right there. 2,500 right here. $2,500 right here, $2,500 right there. Another one there, in the back there. I like the 2,500 number. Keep raising them, keep raising them. Let's go, guys. Any more 2,500? Arnold Kruk, are you ready for 2,500? All right. We're going to go to $1,000. Provides 15 weeks of group domestic violence counseling. $1,000. Here we go. 1,000 here, 1,000 there, over here, in the back there, right there, right there, right there. Keep it coming, guys. 1,000 there, 2 more there, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. I like the 1,000 hands. Keep them up, keep them up. We got more? 1 back there. Another one here. Keep your hands up. Simon says, put your hands up. I didn't know if it was going to work. Any more 1,000? 1,000. Couple more hands on 1,000. All right. $500 provides summer camp. All right, the whole table at $500 each. I didn't even get to say it. 500 here, 500 there, another 500 over here. Keep your hands up. 500 here. Any more 500? I think we got a lot of 500s. Another one right there. One right here. Do I see any hands in the back? $500. All right. We're going to go from 500 to 250, provides 3 group vocational training workshops. $250. Right here, 250, 250, 250, 250. Let's get our hands up for 250, guys. Another one right here. I mean, do I have to start giving hugs out? Let's get the 250s up. $250. Anybody else on 250? All right. We are down to $100. Provides dating abuse prevention presentations to 3 area high schools, reaching approximately 90 students. That's only $100. Let's go. Get those hands up. $100 all around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1,000, 10. Right here, another one, 11. Oh, right now. Okay. All right. Listen up, guys. Our calculation right now is $225,000. Gary's going to beat me up. Gary's going to beat me up on this. Should we go back to 10,000? Any more 10,000s out there? We got to beat Gary. All right. It was a good try. All right. I know everybody is very hungry. Your donation in any amount made a difference in helping JBWS provide safety, support, and solutions for abuse. Thank you for your generosity. You are helping JBWS provide critical services to help put an end to domestic violence. Everybody, if you donated, you're allowed up. If you're not, stay in your seat until you donate. I'm just kidding. I'm on station 3. Enjoy the night, and thank you very much for being a part of this. So let's go eat. Buon appetito.
What an amazing experience this has been. A huge thank you to each and every one of you who made the magic of tonight's success happen. We hope you've enjoyed this very special presentation of Grand Tastings 28 and are so very grateful that you chose to spend your time with us this evening. The auction will be open until approximately 9:00 p.m. Eastern Time today, May 16th, so feel free to continue bidding and browsing. I know I will. For our virtual participants, please see the GiftSmart site for instructions on how to claim your winnings. Good luck. I'm happy to let you know that a recording of tonight's event will be on JBWS's YouTube channel after the event. Please share this wonderful experience with your family and friends, and together we can help raise awareness about the issue of domestic violence. And although the auction will be closing at approximately 9 p.m. this evening, donations can be made on the GiftSmart site through the end of this week. Your support means the world to JBWS. You are helping to save lives. We know that 1 in 4 women, 1 in 3 teens, and 1 in 7 men will be victims of domestic violence at some point in their lives. Unfortunately, most of us know someone who has been a victim. Maybe you do too. But through your participation in Grand Tastings, you are helping victims become survivors. Thank you. We can't do this really important work without you.